here at Cow-Calf Producer that raised some replacement heifers and had the opportunity to put them in a breeding season this spring. I hope that you have already visited with your local veterinarian and scheduled a time to have those heifers' pregnancy checked. That is very, very critical to the profitability of any cow-calf herd, to identify those replacement heifers that didn't get bred in their first breeding season and get them culled at an early age. Very important for a couple of reasons. Number one, we know from research that those heifers that went through that first breeding season and didn't conceive, there's a pretty good likelihood that they're going to be difficult breeders the rest of their life. Research up at Miles City, Montana a number of years ago showed that heifers that were properly developed but didn't get bred in their first breeding season but were left in the herd for the remainder of their lifetimes only produced about a 55% calf crop from that point on, making them a pretty bad investment. So getting those heifers identified and out of the herd early makes a lot of sense from that standpoint. The other idea is that we need to get those heifers marketed at a time when they're young enough to bring a really good price. If you looked last week at the Oklahoma City livestock market, 860-pound heifers that would have been typical of those that might have gone through a breeding season but were found to be open. Those kinds of heifers were bringing about $1.28 per pound or $1,100 total. Now, if you look at the comparison of 2-year-old cows that you might have to sell next spring if you keep them over the winter and find out that they didn't have a calf, those 2-year-old cows, even though they were bred at last week's market, were bringing $850 to $1,000 less money, even though they're bred. So that open cow next spring is probably going to bring less money than what you could sell that heifer for this late summer, early fall. And you have the added expense, probably $1.50 a day, to keep that heifer through the course of the winter. So it's really a very easy economic decision to identify those heifers that didn't get bred in that first breeding season. Let's cull them, let's market them early, and it'll help us from a genetic standpoint in our herd as well as an economic standpoint in the short run. We hope you'll pay attention to this concept. I think it'll help you, and we look forward to visiting with you again next week on Sunup's Cow-Calf Corner.